am drinking coffee out of a mug that says tea. So it is currently the end of November. This week I'm giving myself a week off from the job hunt because it's so stressful and it's taking its toll on me. Like, I'm not sleeping very well, I'm crying all the time, and it's just very stressful. So I'm trying to give myself a week where I'm just having some me time, because in the grand scheme of things, like, taking a week off from job searching isn't really going to do much, I don't think. I mean, I currently have 15 active job applications and then a couple of companies that I'm interviewing for, but the process has been quite slow. So I have things in the works, but like I say, it's just taking its toll on me. Like, I'm not sleeping very well, I'm crying all the time, and just generally not feeling great. So I'm trying to have some me time and just do some like personal projects this week. Like, I've got 2 blogs that I've been neglecting since I started my degree, so I'm going to try and do some work on those and just actively look after my mental health. So that's what this week is, and I've decided to vlog it as well. See how it goes. So I'll do a quick sort of update on the job process, and then that'll be it because I don't really want to talk about it. So I finished uni in May, that's when my course finished, start of May, and then I graduated in July. After I finished my degree in May, I was pretty wiped out. I mean, for about a month and a half I didn't do like anything, honestly. Well, I mean, for a long time I really didn't have the energy to do anything, so I was just kind of like tired and moping around all day. And then because I'd been spending months and months at a time just sitting on my computer and writing essays or reports and assessments, I didn't have like any mental energy, but I had a lot of physical energy. So I did a lot of running, and I did in May I did the Colchester Stampede with my sister. That was great fun. It was like a 10k race, and then we spent the day going around Colchester Zoo, so that was really fun. I'll add some pictures in. So yeah, I didn't really have a lot of like mental energy, but I had a lot of physical energy, and I was doing a lot of exercise. And so I didn't apply for my first job until July, and that was actually a job that one of my other sisters sent me, so I wasn't like actively job hunting yet. But I applied for that job, and I got an interview for that job, and obviously didn't get the job. But they did give me good feedback. So they told me that, well, this is something that I journaled on after my interview, is that I kind of felt I accidentally kind of fell into the habit of using the same examples for each question they asked me. I used the same example. I had a lot of different examples that I could have talked about, but I sort of accidentally fell into that pattern of repeating myself a lot. So when they rang me to give me feedback, which is actually the only job that's given me feedback, so that was good that they gave me feedback, they basically said the same thing, so at least I kind of knew where I went wrong, which was good. But then after that interview in July, I was going on holiday. I went to the Lake District for a bit. I went to Austria and Switzerland, so obviously I wasn't doing any job applications then. So I started to like actively apply for jobs at the end of September, and I had a couple of interviews. Well, the thing I don't know if this is because it's a graduate thing or like more, obviously I need a degree for the jobs that I'm applying for, but I've not experienced a job interview process where you have like multiple interviews. Like all the jobs I've had before uni were like you get interviewed, you either get your job or you don't. So it's quite a new experience to have like multiple interview processes. So I've been going through those for a couple of jobs I've had multiple interviews for, and then ultimately they basically said that they gave it to someone who has more experience. Fair play. And then I've also had a couple of interviews with another company that I'm currently in the middle of being interviewed for that company. But then, so whilst I've been going through that interview process, I've already, like I say, got about 15 active job applications that I'm just waiting to hear back from. So yeah, I guess I've been applying for jobs properly since the end of September, and now it's the end of November, so that's not really a long time anyway. It's like 2 months. So yeah, I've been like actively applying for jobs only really 2 months, but I think the thing that's taking its toll on me is because these interviews are such long processes, and then to go through all that and then not get the job is obviously, I get good feedback, like jobs have been saying like my CV is good and my cover letter writing is good and I interview well. It's just that most of the time it's just they're basically giving the job to someone who has so more experience, which is fair play. I mean, I'm fresh out of uni and I've only had a little bit of job experience alongside my degree, so it's just a bit of a long process that. And then obviously when you've gone through like multiple interviews and then not had anything and then having to start again and then go through multiple interviews, it takes its toll. And then I've also been going through, I've applied for a couple of jobs via like recruitment agencies, and so I've sent them my CV and they've called me and they've had an interview, a chat with me, and the first one, so I've had two. The first one, they were asking me a bit about myself and all that kind of thing, and then they said, okay, that's great, we'll call you back, and then they never did. And then the other recruiter, he was saying to me, oh, your CV is a perfect fit for this job, I'll email you about it, and I haven't had an email and I've checked my junk. So it's kind of frustrating because you go through this whole process and sometimes you're just basically ghosted, and it's just a bit of like, I don't really know what's going wrong, especially when I've been told like my CV's good, my cover letter's good. So basically, because some of the people who've interviewed me said, you know, we've just given the job to someone who's slightly more experienced, I've also been applying for grad schemes for like September of 2024. So I have multiple avenues of like job applying. Obviously I want to get a job now, so I'm applying for like sustainability job now, I'm applying for like graduate jobs, I'm applying for like graduate schemes. But yeah, I'm just getting a bit stressed out about it, and I know, like I say, because I've already got like active jobs that I'm applying for and interview processes that are going on, I know that taking a week off to just focus on my mental health can only be like a good thing, and it will just help refresh me for the process. But yeah, that's the situation. It's just a bit more frustrating than anything else, so that's why it's kind of like it's starting to stress me out a bit. But I'm trying to manage my emotions in the process, because I think I think one of the things that no one really talks about in the graduate or job application process is the emotional part of it and how it like affects your stress levels and your self-esteem. And that's the other thing. I think when you're not hearing back from people, or they're going to tell you, they're going to call you or interview you, or you just get ghosted, or like someone sends you a message on LinkedIn and you reply and then they never get back, it does really affect your self-esteem, and you're kind of like, what's going on? And it just makes you like anxious and stressed out. And so I'm like trying to take a step back from that a little bit and do have a little bit of a me week, and just do some things that are going to help my mental health in this process. So that's basically a quick summary of it, and that's sort of why I'm going to take a week off, just to let things be for a bit, and then hopefully come back next week a bit more refreshed, a bit more ready to like go through the whole process again. But first things first, I need to run an errand. I've got to go pick up my prescription from the pharmacy, which I probably should have picked up 2 weeks ago, but oh well. Hopefully it will still be there. So yeah, I'm going to do that today, and then hopefully I'll be able to get some like personal blog writing in. gosh, that turned out to be quite the trip. So the pharmacy is about, can't be more than 400-500 metres from the flat. So I went to pick up my prescription. Usually I pay for things with my phone. So obviously I went to pay with my phone, but they can only take cash payments because someone broke in and stole their till. So I had to go back to the flat, get my purse. It didn't have enough money in it because prescriptions are £9.65 these days, in case you're wondering. So then I had to go to the cash point, get some cash out, go back to the pharmacy, pay for the pharmacy. And I was originally going to go for a walk after that, but then I started to get chest pain, so I came back and decided to have coffee instead. So it was a bit more hassle than it needed to be, but it's done now. And like I say, I've been putting that up. I put in the prescription request more than 2 weeks ago, and I think it was ready on the 8th, and now it's the 20th. So, but I've got it in the end. It was a bit of a palaver, but I have to sit for a bit, and then hopefully it'll be a bit warmer later and I can go for a walk. But it's a bit later. I've had lunch, I've had my coffee. Hopefully it'll be warm enough to go out. I've downloaded an audiobook from Spotify, Jane Eyre, because it was free. I think it's free if you have Spotify Premium. I don't know if it's free if you have the free account, but anyway, I've downloaded it because it was free. So I'm gonna go for a walk, listen to that. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hat on with these headphones on. I think I'm gonna look like a bit of an idiot, but oh well. I am so pleased that I've actually eventually managed to write something and get something down. I mean, I've been writing about how I'm in a rut, and I don't know if it will end up being a blog post, but it was good to just finally get something down and start writing. At 4:24 I saw this, so it feels good. I'm glad that like writing is actually happening now. Because like I say, I've been in a rut for so long, but yeah, the steps are in the right direction, which is good, which is ideal. So nice, I feel good. So it is currently Thursday. It's been about 2 hours since I had my breakfast, so about half 11 now. So I'm gonna go for a run. I didn't film anything yesterday because Tim was working from home, but also because all I really did was I went to get some more thermal bases because I only had one set. Just the top and the bottoms, and it's quite limiting when this time of year when I need to wear thermals to go for a run, but I only have one pair, so the one that I currently have, or the one that I had, is currently in the wash. So you're waiting like ages for it to go through the wash and then come out again. So I bought another pair yesterday, so I can go for a run. I'm not quite ready yet, but obviously you've got to still get a few more bits together, do a warm up, go for a run. But yeah, so today's plan. That's all I have. That's literally all I have planned for today. So I might get a bit more writing done later, hopefully. Oh, obviously I had to wait 2 hours after breakfast. So this morning I've been editing the video for this week that I've filmed so far. Yeah. Wowzers trousers. That run can only be described as an uphill battle. Oh, tomato face coming at you. Slightly more refreshed now, so I can talk running. So yeah, so the run was not ideal. Basically, it's mainly because I had intended to run around or through this park that I'd obviously not been to, and I couldn't find it, but it turns out I looked on the map after that I was on a corner and there was a footpath. I didn't think it was the right one, so I didn't go down it. I went up through the industrial estate instead, I realised, and that's where I went wrong. But I planned to go through that part because I wanted to run up a steeper hill than I have been. So I did actually end up running the same elevation, but it wasn't fun. And then the downhill towards the end, the wind was just against me. So, but the thing is, I did have a good time and I'm in a better mood now. And yeah, it was just not ideal, but you know, not everyone is perfect. So, I mean, the main reason for me running these days is because of how it just boosts my mood afterwards, and not just the like endorphin high that you get immediately after running, just generally throughout the day I feel a lot better and a lot less stress and a lot like I have a lot I don't really have as many negative emotions. I feel a lot better in myself. So it's something that it's just like a quick fix, I guess. If I'm feeling like down the dumps, I could just go for a run and then feel just better for the rest of the day. So it did what it needed to do, and I mean, it was, you know, I enjoyed it in hindsight, but not running or walking up the hill through an industrial estate. I mean, the smells, it was just this industrial estate I was going through, there were just like landfill smells and paint smells, and it wasn't fun. I probably won't run that way again, but hey, it's a learning curve and everyone is different. So I mean, the main reason I run, or the second main reason I run after it being good for my mood, is because I like to get out and explore and see new places. I mean, I've been living here for 3 years and I feel like I don't really know the area that much, so I feel like I should be better at knowing where I am or like where, like what's what and where's where kind of thing. So good smoothie as well. So yesterday I got started writing on a blog post about ADHD strategies that have helped me and ones that haven't, because I guess since I was diagnosed with ADHD, I've read lots of books, the ones that the psychiatrists told me to read, and articles and all sorts of places where they share information. YouTube, blog posts, articles, all sorts of things. A lot of them, they say, you know, give ADHD suggestions. Some of them are really unhelpful and some of them are quite useful. So I'm basically now going to write up, well, I'm in the process of writing up a blog post about all the different suggestions and ones that I found helpful, ones that I haven't found helpful, because it's just from someone who has tried and tested them and also has ADHD. So yeah, I'm just writing everything down about things I found helpful and how and why, and things I've tried and tested, and things I haven't found helpful and why I haven't found them helpful, just because that may help someone else. I think I'm going to end this vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it gives a bit of an insight as to the trials and tribulations of the graduate job process, a job application process. And I don't think I'm going to film anymore for the rest of this week. I think that's probably going to end it because, I mean, Tim's working from tomorrow and it's probably just going to be the same again. Same old kind of things I've already been doing. So thank you so much for watching, for making it this far, and I hopefully will be able to upload some more videos soon.